Welcome back to Market Pros, and here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. As you see, we had quite the move. We had quite the pump at first, took a second leg up after being pulled back down through all major moving averages. Had a little bit of a fake out, climbed back down to the 200, and then had the second leg up. So right now it looks like we are trying to have a multi-moving average crossover. Let's go over the chart layout real quick now that I think about it so that you guys can see what I'm seeing. So here we have your moving averages, yellow being your 21, red being your 50, blue being your 100, and purple being your 200. Next we have your volume profile, VPVR here to your right. Measures horizontal volume at a certain price level. Basically how your volume is vertical, this volume is horizontal. And then we have your momentum oscillators, one being your RSI, next one being your MACD. Then we have volatility measurement called the BBWP. All right, so like I said, it looks like you're trying to have a multi-moving average crossover. Your 50 looks like it's trying to cross the 100 right now. Now the question is, now we did have a close above 17,400, like we've been talking about. If we could close above there, 18K, 18.3 was probably the next stop. Question is do we get a pullback here from that? Okay, now right now your momentum oscillators are saying we could have more room to go. You are in the bullish control zone, getting rejected from the top. We could enter extreme zones. If that happens, I could see a pullback happening. MACD, pretty fresh cross of the zero line, pretty fresh retest of the signal line. Negative momentum was waning all the way down almost to the zero line and then picked back up quickly. We will continue to rise above as long as we stay above 17,270. If we stay above 16,940, we will stay above that signal line. If we cross below 16,431, we will cross that zero line. So, RSI, as long as we stay above 17,355, we will stay above that signal line. BBWP obviously went up into the upper zone. Vol expanded quickly. Crossed our moving average. Both still have positive slopes. Now, once it gets up into this red zone, it's probably not going to be too sustainable. I mean, we could ride that line for a while, print those dark red bars, but it's not going to be sustainable forever. So we could have some consolidation, possibly get a pullback somewhere around the top of the larger range. And then we'll come back to it because we could have a bull trap here. Honestly, I think that's a lesser probability. And that's if we even get a pullback. If we even get a pullback, we could even have one to about 17,250, 17,250 region. Basically, this low or this high, and this high. Kind of faking everybody out. Everybody that has their stop losses right under the top of this range would stop them out and then continue the move. Now, what will confirm a bear trap is that we get a close below 16,900 would be what I'd be looking at. Yeah, 16,900 would be a bull trap. So, if we cross this POC, point of control, in the VPVR, I would expect you to head down there. Now, what happens at that point is a different story. Okay? So, like I said, multi-moving average crossover could get the pullback somewhere around where the 21 is going to be by the time we get down there. Usually when you have these multi-moving average crossovers, you are being held up by the 21 or the 50. So both of those will be up there, our pullback region, by the time we get up there. Okay? So, yeah, bullish case is that we break this last wick. I'd even say 17,500. Yeah, 17,500, 18K, here we come. Maybe even 18.3. Anywhere between 18 and 18.3 is what I'm thinking. Then we'll come back to it. Bearish case is that we break this last low, 17,125. break all these moving averages. I would expect a small bounce at 1760, 1780. By the time you get up there, or by the time you get down there, this 200 would probably be up there. Then I would expect this to come down to this 16,900 level. So that's basically the bullish and bearish case for Bitcoin. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. One being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about trading, crypto, investing, markets as a whole. We stay ahead of the curve collectively. We share our trades. We share our strategies. Definitely join the Discord. Be a part of the community. And turn on those bell notifications so you get notified with this time-sensitive content. You don't want to be left behind. We stay ahead of these moves before they happen. Definitely turn on those bell notifications so you get notified every time I release a video. Let's move on to the order blocks. Okay, so that's 17,250 region. 17,250 region falls close to this 618 and the bottom of this bearish supply block, which will act as some sort of support, especially your 618, which is a common bull trap, bear trap area. So we could get a pullback down to there. I actually did take this fib from this point to this point. So we're going to find out what happens next. Even if no, actually I took a fib from this point to this point. Okay, so could get a pullback down to the 618. Stochastic are pointing to the upside, getting into extreme levels. Now, you do have bearish divergence if this is a confirmed high. So to get a confirmed high, we need to get back below 17,355. All right, and then that would validate the bearish divergence. Then I would expect this to come somewhere into this order block or down to the 618 right below it, taking out some stops. Okay, let's move on to Ethereum. Here on Ethereum, still in our red box. Did get above the POC, point of control, and the VPVR. A little weaker of a pump, but you are getting that multi-moving average crossover. You are still in the bullish control zone on the RSI. MACD. Fresh retest to the upside. That positive momentum is starting to increase on the histogram once again. BBWP is just crossing its moving average. So I would expect the move to start with Ethereum. It's just lagging behind a little bit. Right now we are testing a strong VPVR level at 1288. If we can break this, I think we go to the top of the range at 1325. Bearish case is that we break this VPVR level and this last low and the 5121 at 1264 region. I would expect this to come down to 1243 and then possibly down to the bottom of the red box at 1225. That's basically the bearish case. That would imply that we get out of the bullish control zone. MACD crosses its signal line as the BBWP still works its way up. Now in the MACD here, you need to stay above 1278 in order to continue rising above. You need to stay above 1259 in order to stay above that signal line. You need to stay above 1213 to stay above that zero line. If we start crossing the zero lines, that means we're breaking down. Okay, so pay attention to that if we do come down there. I mean, right now we're having a multi-crossover. If these do fan out, that's going to look very good. That's going to look like we come to the top of the box, maybe even break it. All right, let's move on to Solana. Solana's still weak. Getting the W pattern. Okay, double bottom. Your moving averages are curling around. You are in the neutral median zone right now. You're pointing to the downside, but looks like you could try to work your way up to there. Work your way up to that bullish control zone. If you do get to the 100, that means you will probably get to the bottom of the bullish control zone. There's going to be heavy resistance there. Heavy resistance. But if you can break this 200 and the POC point of control, which is also going to be major resistance at the 1364 region, I would expect you to get a small rejection from 1393 and then work your way all up to these highs at 1430. MACD. Fresh cross to that upside. Positive momentum is printing those dark red green bars. BBWP is above its moving average and in the upper zone, so I would expect the volatility to continue. Now, bullish case, like I said, we break the POC, we get to those upper levels. Bearish case is that we break these last lows and break this double bottom market structure at about 12, I'd say 1293. Okay, if we break 1293 all the way back down to $11, in my opinion, after a big bounce at 1175 region. Yeah, and ebbs and flows along the way, of course. I would expect a bounce at these double bottoms, perhaps making a triple bottom. We could make a triple bottom. We just can't close below 1279. I changed that level. 1279, bottom of these wicks. As long as we stay above there, we're in good shape. Okay? So, you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below. By the way, we do have an event. Actually, we do have events throughout the week. Definitely show up to those if you are in the community. If you are not, definitely join. It is the place to be. All right, I wish everyone well. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.